Go. All right, we're back. We're back with Robin and Julie and dating over 50. And tonight we're going to talk about kind of a sensitive subject, and we're going to get real with this. It's about breakups. How are you doing, Julie?
Hey, Robin. I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful summer evening, and we haven't done this for a little while, so I was excited to get together with you to do our newest episode, even though it is somewhat of a painful topic in a lot of ways. I think it's an important one. So,
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
breakups, they're not easy.
no, it's all part of the falling in love and dating and taking a chance on relationships process. I mean, it kind of just comes with the territory. So I
Yeah.
know, just prior to us doing this tonight, we talked about our topic, and I gave it some thought and just thought back on all of my relationships that I've had in my adult life. Not a whole heck of a lot, but I've had a few, and of course they all came to an end because I'm single now. And just the various breakups and things I've learned. I mean, I just think it's a big topic. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. What
So
about
tell
you?
me, yeah, I've only had like, my 18-year marriage and then one
Yeah.
significant long-term relationship. And, but we broke up twice, in the course of, I don't know how many years, 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that like I made mistakes the first time. I probably should have done no contact with him, like at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of like, that's one of the things that I wish that my more mature self would have, said to my younger self, hey, just let him go. But see, our lives were so intertwined. Our kids went to the same school. We swam on the same swim team. And then the second time around, we were, doing CrossFit together, at the same gym. And, so getting past it, I take a long time to get past shit anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh,
when you invest fully and feel your feelings pretty deeply, I mean, you don't just magically get over this overnight. I mean, it's really a process, and it can take a very long time sometimes, and you just have to be on your own timeline and not feel like, oh, I should be over this by now. Because I know when I do that, then I set myself up for a lot of judgments and just, that doesn't serve me. So,
just being gentle on yourself. But I think that like, had I been committed to the no contact, I would have gone to a different gym, that kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, and just really, really done that. But I was of the mindset that like, you're not going to have my community too,
Right, 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 right. This is my gym. I love it here, and I love the people here, and yada yada. Why should I have to give up something I love because
Yeah.
you're going to be here at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it didn't make it easy to go beyond, I'm beyond now. And I think
Beyond,
a lot of,
yeah,
yeah,
you're in another galaxy. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like now, there's so much that I've learned about myself. But what about you? Like, how are you doing? And tell me a little bit about your
Yeah.
breakups.
Yeah. Well, I was in my marital relationship for a total of 21 years. And so I met him when I was 24. So I really only had a couple of significant relationships before that, like in college or right after college. Um, and some very immature breakups that were in, Dear John letters. And I don't even really like to count those because I feel like that was a whole other life, right? The dissolution of my marriage was such a long and protracted emotional untangling and, succession of steps to get single that when it finally was time to make the move to leave, I felt relieved. There was pain involved in breaking up a family and divvying things up and all of that. But on the whole, it was not as painful as some breakups that I've had since then.
Yeah,
Um,
I get it. I totally relate.
I had, so that my marriage kind of, and I moved out in 2011. On New Year's Eve of 13, I met someone and we hit it off like it was one of those lightning bolt moments. Um, and we started dating almost immediately, fell in love, and we broke up about 9 months later. Won't get into the story, but it wasn't my idea.
Mm.
And so I was devastated. I mean, to the point where my friends were getting concerned about the state of depression I was in, and just I lost a ton of weight and was just really devastated by this. And I thought, wow, this relationship was only 9 months in its entirety, and it leveled me. And I was married to someone for 20 years, and I came out of that seemingly unscathed in terms of breakups. And I think part of the reaction that I had to that first relationship post marriage, I think I was actually expressing a lot of feelings that I didn't in my marital relationship. And you know what I mean? Like it all just kind of came, it was like a crack opening within me, and then it just all came out. And I think some of it was related more to my ex-husband versus this relationship.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happened the first time with me too. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
you're so excited to have
Right.
different energy that feels
Yeah.
so good, but or I should say it feels so much better than what you just went through,
Yeah.
that it's almost like you mistake like what it really is. And like when it
Right.
breaks up, the grief of everything comes tumbling down.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
think it was just a multitude of things, and it just really taught me a lot about what I want in a relationship, what I don't want, how to break up more cleanly. We also had some things in common, the gym being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Fortunately, he was in the process of moving, so he kind of got out of that gym, so it made it much easier than your situation. um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the gym is my happy place. That's
Yeah.
like where I go for. It's like my therapy, right? So to see someone there that's been part of a painful breakup, I don't know how you did it. That's just.
Well, I was
Ooh.
lucky because I mostly worked out at a different time. It was just Saturdays. And interestingly, even so, COVID has helped that along because then I don't
Oh.
see him at the gym, but he kept showing up at the yoga class. I'm like, what the hell, dude? He didn't do yoga. So,
And that was an online yoga class, I take it?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
seriously.
you can pin your video on the instructor, and hopefully he just disappears on the side, right?
That's what I did. Yeah.
So then he's out of your space physically, and yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it would just trigger that annoyance. And, even
Sure.
though
Yeah.
I recognize that he was not the right person for me and the relationship was not the kind of relationship that I want to be in, it still just annoyed me, you
Yeah.
know, and then
Yeah.
I didn't like having that reaction. And so then of course, I do the same thing that, most people do. They beat themselves up for having that like reactions,
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
like, even after 2 years. But like I told you, I have a habit of like not getting over stuff pretty quick. Like when I mean get over, it's like I don't think about him,
Hmm.
and get
Yeah.
irritated. And that still comes up. Grief, I mean, I think grief comes up in waves. Do I ever want to go back to him? Heck no. No, no.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because I'm seeing somebody who like has raised the bar.
Hmm.
In for me, emotional
Yeah.
intimacy is where it's at, and this guy can do that, and the other one could
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yes.
so like I have a taste of something I never would have had
There you go.
or even known existed, because I think we've had these conversations before. It's just like, you have these long-term relationships, and then you break up, and you I don't know about you. I'm not going to speak you, but I felt like there's just nobody that could do it. Like I can have intimate relationships with my girlfriends and be emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a man, I feel like I am trying to be there, but they don't respond.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. They don't respond in the way that I need them to. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I can get all kinds of other things. You know, I'm looking for that crazy physical connection and the emotion. It's like I want the whole package, and I can find the physical, you know, but to find someone that has everything is quite a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, now I know that it exists
Right.
and I can have it, that, if this goes away, then I know that like it's out there that, there's
It
people that can
exists.
do that.
It's not a mythical creature from some Greco-Roman, mythology. It's actually living and breathing and walking around. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just surprises me. Well, it really surprises me that I haven't found that before. Well, I mean, I'm saying that like, but when you have it, you're like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. I've spent all this time. I'm in my 50s and I have never had that.
Mm-hmm. Quite astounding. Well, but we were tied up for quite a few of those years. It's not like you were a freewheeling single,
That's true.
all those years.
Well,
And, you're at a place now where you were able to receive it.
yeah. And what's interesting about it is like in every relationship that I've had prior to this one, there's always been this sense of urgency and there's been this sense of instability. And like, now I just have this calmness about it and he makes it happen. Like he makes it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and then COVID,
Right. Well, and that most likely was a blessing in disguise
Oh yeah, I
in
think
a lot
so.
of ways, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it facilitated you meeting up the way you did, and just the sequence of events that have happened to date with your relationship. And yeah.
Yep.
Well, getting back to breakups, I know
Yeah.
it's interesting because that one that, like I had described, just took me out. I would have given my right arm to get back together with him. And we actually did dabble in getting back together a couple of times. And it didn't work out. And it was interesting because I had, I think, changed quite a bit, in the time that we were apart. And it's like, you know what, this doesn't do it for me anymore. No, he
Yeah.
changed. So it's interesting that I came from being so devastated, and I would have, literally just thrown myself at his feet. And so, you know what, on second thought, no.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a weird, I had never experienced that before, so that was kind of cool, very empowering kind of a feeling, like, you know what, I don't have to choose this anymore. Like I've moved on, and I've moved on to, I wasn't even in a relationship with anyone. I just had moved on individually. So,
how did you get back together again? Because like, I read all the like articles, get back with your ex. I'm like,
oh yeah.
why? I mean, who I am now goes, why? And the other, who I was before was like, let me take notes,
Let's see, I've got to tap my memory bank. I think the first time he actually reached out to me on a dating app. He saw me on a dating app. And of course it was like the cheesy line, oh, looking just as beautiful as I remember, or something. Like, oh, okay.
Like, yeah, duh.
Here we go. Here we go. And then the second time he just texted me and said, what's going on? You want to get together for dinner? And I was like, all right, sure.
Yeah.
We'll just have dinner. We always used to go for sushi. So we went for sushi, and he was kind of pushing to get together, and I just, so yeah, it was just app and just old fashioned texting. I'd never blocked him. I never felt like anger, or I don't want to ever see you or talk to you again. I didn't have that level of like ire, I just felt like, neutral. So yeah, it was a learning experience, which I think breakups, if you take the time to really kind of examine and look at what broke the relationship apart,
Mm-hmm.
they are growthful experiences. And I've learned through my various breakups that needing to have closure, you can, first of all, men don't do closure, right? I think that's a female thing.
Yeah.
They're telling you everything you need to know. If they break up with you, they don't want to be with you. That's your closure. And you have to come to those terms on your own, like inside. And I've fallen into that trap of, oh, I need to get together with you because I need closure. I need to know why. And it's like, no. So if I can offer any advice on breakups to our listeners, it's like, if you don't have that last conversation and get that reason in a little nutshell that you can take with you, you're not going to get it. And you need to figure out what that closure is on your own, like, or examining it with your friends or your therapist or whatever. But you don't even know if they would be telling you the truth,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they could just make up some shit to placate you. And,
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I had made a video, and, I thought part of me was going to send it and the other part of me just, didn't, I deleted it, but it was so cathartic for me.
Yeah.
But I realized that even if I sat down across from him, he wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
And which is why we're not together, is like, you just don't get it. And you have no interest in getting it. So, and what I mean by that is like, the way you behave in a relationship isn't love or isn't whatever. So like part of that when breaking up was a frustration for me, because in my mind, because I know how I am, and like, I just couldn't connect the dots and get it for a while.
Yeah.
But it's like being mad at a puppy. Like, it's a puppy. It's not gonna, and I don't mean that in the way I mean it.
Yeah, we have our own code name for
my code word for puppy is younger man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but breaking up is hard. And like this second time, I didn't have any interest in being in contact. The first time, like, I just, like, there was that yearning and that longing and that, heartbreak every single time I'd see him, which was a lot.
Oh yeah. It just cuts right through you like a knife through butter. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. But no contact, I think, is like one of the best things. And, yeah. And, like, I don't know, like, I didn't feel like I wanted to immediately date because I wanted to like get myself straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
From it,
Yeah.
I didn't want to carry that into a new relationship.
No.
I know how resentful I get when somebody like starts talking about their ex and, you're like,
oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. I've had that on first dates where they just start in and you're like, really, dude? Like, I don't want to say I don't care, but this is so inappropriate right now. And you're clearly not over this person,
well,
So, I'm not going to be someone's rebound or your gap girl in between this one and your next big, not going to do it. No.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. I always thought there was like 3 people in my last relationship, me and him and his ex-wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, I
I
know
was like,
our online conversations sometimes just really kind of surprised me. Some of the things that you've told me about this relationship and how she was present in it, physically and just emotionally.
Oh yeah. Like, and with this new relationship, there isn't any of it. It's like,
right.
There isn't any of it. And if there was, like, if there, he doesn't talk about it and I don't talk about mine.
Yeah.
I'll refer to my ex-husband because, he's, the father of my children, but
exactly. And you still have to have contact with this person.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't talk about him, or the relationship, or I certainly don't treat my ex-husband like my husband. Yeah, that was a dig to my last relationship, by the way, but
yeah, and there's nothing worse than being in a fairly new relationship with someone where they're always saying, well, so-and-so used to do it this way, or, I remember when so-and-so did it, said something about, and you're like, just, you don't have to talk about that.
These are reasons why we break up.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're sitting at the dinner table and you have to hear about what your boyfriend and their ex did years ago and about the ex's cousin's dog, and you're like, what? Why are you talking about that?
Yes, I want to know about you. I'm here to learn about you, and not you in relation to this other person.
Well, I was just kind of surprised that that wasn't a clue to him that he had work to do.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I think I took care of myself.
Your surrogates, not your monkeys anymore.
No. No.
Well, I was reading about breakups, and they follow a similar pattern to death, right? Like the grieving pattern when someone passes away. I mean, it's, the different stages: denial and anger and depression, or like kind of a low or helplessness feeling, kind of moving on, and acceptance. I mean, it's a very similar, and I think if you know that up front, or if you're in a breakup and you start reading about breakups, it's a source of comfort, that you're going to have to go through some of these stages, and it's just going to suck, but it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, and it's not linear,
No,
it's not linear. That was the big mistake I thought, it's like, once I get to this stage, then I'm over. I'm done. Nope.
Yeah, until a special day comes up, or you've come across something of theirs and it's a memory. Like, I mean, it's just,
yeah. But I mean, on the, like, the good thing about it is, like, I know, and you probably feel the same way, is that you loved very deeply this person.
Yeah.
And, whether it was returned or not, or whether relationship was lacking or not, like, at the end of the day, the victory for me was I walked away from it and I loved that person.
Yeah. Right. And we shared something very special, and that will never be taken away or changed or anything. I'll always have that. It just wasn't meant for the long term. It just was not, we were not meant to be together. And, it's easy to say, well, don't take it personally, but of course you take it personally. But I always try to think of it like, we didn't meet each other's needs anymore. We grew out of it.
Yeah. And the needs were never met in the first place.
Right. And finally came to our senses and called it, right?
That's more like me. It's like,
yeah.
I'm sure if we give it a little, just a little more time, or I give a little more space, or I give a little bit of that, or more of that, it'll start to come.
Mm-hmm. We just keep working hard. Yeah.
Just working hard.
Yeah.
And like, I'm learning that there could be so much ease. And like, to be fair and to be honest, like what I'm in right now, I don't know, like who knows? But all I know is I'm enjoying it. Like,
It's such a great state to be in, and just kind of enjoying the time that you have, and not having to name it or label it, or know when its expiration date is going to be.
Or fearing it.
Yeah, right. Well, and I think I don't know if it comes from this age or just being more confident overall and having these breakup experiences, I know that I'm going to be okay. Whatever happens, whatever I'm going through, I'm going to be okay. Because I've built a support system. I've built ways of coping. And that includes breakups.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through the fire, and really and I'm not afraid of pain like I used to be.
Yeah.
I had a similar relationship like the one you have. It lasted for the better part of 2 years. And I was in that very similar mode of, I'm just going to enjoy this while it lasts and live in the present. And just, every time I saw him, I thought this could be the last time I see him.
Yeah.
And I finally did end it because I started to get to the point where I did want more than he was able or willing to give me.
Yeah.
And I walked away. It was very clean and very I was sad, and I miss him, and I still think about him, of course, but like you mentioned, I know that that kind of a person is out there. The emotional depth, the physical um, compatibility, just, yeah, the unique pairings.
Yeah. Well,
That
they
you
have,
find in people, that you sometimes don't see a lot. And I know there's other men out there. He's not a one and only. Um, so that breakup kind of opened the door for me to be open to that in the future. So
yeah, it will, of course. Yeah. And I think the cleaner you are and the more you're like, your baggage is packed nice and neat. You can carry it with you wherever you go instead of
you have
dragging.
the cubes, you can just put them in your suitcase.
Um, yeah, like I just noticed that like my bag, like, what I'm working on internally is not futurizing, not
Yeah,
rushing, like
yeah,
noticing that I have resistances to like falling in love. And then I'm like, you know what? I love this person.
yeah,
Screw it.
yeah.
Screw it. I love this person.
I mean, when you live with an open heart like that, to try and deny that you love someone, it's like swimming upstream, like
Yeah.
salmon, like it just,
I,
it's, yeah.
I know, I know. And
I
I
know, you
do.
love them. I mean, and there's all
So
different types and kinds of love, and I would be surprised if you didn't love him at this point.
yeah, I know. Like he's just makes me smile.
Yeah, I can tell.
And he doesn't make me worry. Like he doesn't make me worry that he's not going to show up. And that's like, and if
Yeah,
he didn't, then I would be sad and I'd call you and we could have,
right. We'd all be theorizing about
martinis or
why he's
something.
not calling, and yeah, and yeah, no, it's he's consistent, and he's emotionally present and
Mhm.
interested in you and your life, and yeah, that's quite a combo.
It is. It's really great. It is great. And I'm going to enjoy it. And I am enjoying it. Like, and
Yeah.
I posted on, I had a post, like people ask me, where's this going? And I'm like, you know what? Who fucking cares where it's going?
You tell me. I don't know. It's like, yeah, right. Do you know where? I think people want to know, like they want to have it all figured out, and it's going to be this, and we're going to call ourselves that. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think when you can just kind of let go of that control of how it's going to look and be, it's just so freeing. Like, I don't know. I'm just taking it day by day. I remember answering that same question, like, I don't know. And people would get kind of frustrated with me. I'd say, I'm happy. I'm enjoying myself. This is wonderful. And I'm just enjoying the ride. And
Yeah. And,
the ride might end
if
someday.
it ends in a
And there's
breakup,
no guarantee for any relationship. I mean, let's
no,
face it.
none. Let's face it. We know we've been married.
Right. We've been married. I thought I was going to be with that person the rest of my life. And
Oh
I
God.
found myself at, 45, single, 3 kids. And yeah, so there's no guarantees for
No,
anyone.
there's never
So
any guarantees. So you got to really enjoy your life now,
absolutely.
whether you're with somebody or you're not, and, you know,
Yeah.
we will keep moving forward.
I would say we're doing pretty good. I mean, in terms of breakups, I mean, I haven't had one now for a while, but, you know, talk to me after my next breakup, and
Well, may your next one be, the long haul one,
yeah,
the life partner. I mean, that's also a conversation that, we could have, like soulmates. My
yeah,
God. Oh, I don't want no stinking soulmate. I want a life partner. I want somebody to enjoy.
that soulmate word. I don't know. I have kind of a weird connotation around it. Like a weird feeling kind of comes up. Like, are they even? Do they exist? Like, are they? I mean, another show, another episode. But I mean,
Well, I think you and I are soulmates.
oh, yeah.
you know, but I
That's
think when
true.
a romantic
You're kind of the
soulmate,
yin to my yang.
but I think a romantic soulmate, like they are the hardest effing lessons. Like my ex-husband, best spiritual teacher I could ever have.
Yeah.
And I got two wonderful kids out of it. But man, that
No
was hard.
kidding. Yeah. Wow.
You know,
Yeah. That was an experiential kind of a soulmate.
that was like Mount Everest in flip-flops. And no, and the last one was just like, I don't even know what that was, but like You
I'm
know,
sure you can come up with
I
an
need a volcano already, you know? I don't know. You know,
a landslide with high heels. Oh,
oh my God. I mean, like, you know, my mistakes were just seeing the best in people and just ignoring the other bullshit.
well, yeah, and giving chance after chance after chance, and just hoping that by being around me and hearing what I would like, that they're just going to magically poof
Yeah,
change,
change.
right? Yeah.
Well, you would hope they would have been that way to begin with without the change. Like, you know, I mean, that's the thing, like accepting someone who they are right now.
Yeah.
I think that's a good practice for me too. It's just like I accept this person for who he is.
Mm-hmm. Right. Where he's at right now.
No
Yeah.
need to change him.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know,
Well,
if people are truly going to change, it needs to come from within themselves,
yeah.
because it's hard work. Changing is not easy. It takes a lot of effort. I mean, it doesn't have to be painful, but if it's a long held belief or pattern or habit or what have you, it's work. And you know, not everyone is up for that.
Well, in every breakup, I've learned something about myself and I've pushed myself to improve the things that keep me from repeating these patterns,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, to break those patterns. Like, oh, wait, there's a pattern. Oh, shit, you know.
You know, when I was younger, pre-married, when I sensed a breakup was coming, I'd have someone kind of waiting in the wings.
Oh, yeah, that's the easiest way.
Exactly. So I would just kind of roll out of one and roll into the next. And I never had that, like, so then this, like, the older me now purposely doesn't want to do that. Like, I just want to have that time to learn, like crystallize the lessons from the breakup and what worked, what didn't, just kind of reevaluate the relationship and how I was in it and what I'd like to see again, what I don't want to see again from someone, you know, like just really. And I don't think you can do that when you fall right back into something else.
No, because you don't like, you're not clear of from the energy of the past one.
Yeah.
Like I'm like feeling my way to things. Like I don't like have a checklist of characteristics that this person has to be now.
No, no.
I just have to
Checking
feel good
boxes.
with it.
It's a feeling. Yeah. Yeah. How do I feel when I'm around this person?
Yeah.
How do I feel when I'm not around this person and I'm relating to this person? Phone, tech, whatever. Just as I go about my day, what are my thought patterns? Yeah.
Yeah. And all I just smile.
You get that far away look in your eyes. Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every time I see his text come up, you know, and he's constantly in contact with me, and I love it. It would not have happened if I was still at my last job, like, because I'd be working, you know, if we didn't have COVID.
Right, right.
Obviously. You know, I wouldn't be responding so much because I'd be so busy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you have to put the phone down and focus, right?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
then you pick up, oh my gosh, he texted 4 times. Yeah.
Well, somebody's, you know, paying me to do a job, so you know,
Right.
now it's me paying me
Right,
to do a job.
right. Kind of on the clock. Yeah.
But I didn't
Oh,
take a lunch, so I could text him whenever I want.
that's kind of my thought process a lot of the time is I'm working through lunch, so I have a little wiggle room here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, it's delightful. But you know what, Julie? I think you know you're such a quality person, and whoever comes your way is going to be freaking lucky.
oh, well, if you know anyone, send them my way.
I'm
I,
well.
I'm single and ready to mingle.
I'll to see what the pup has, but like I don't think he's
In
got.
the days of COVID, it's kind of nutty, but
I know, like that's the problem. Like that's always been like, hey, do you know anybody? And people would be like, no.
I know. I've asked my neighbors, and they're like, "What about?" No, no way. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, it's kind of like no one's good enough, and that sounds really brazen to say that, but they're like, "Oh no, that guy still sleeps in dirty underwear." Just whatever, just crazy stuff that they tell me. I'm like, okay, yeah, no thanks.
You're like, you're not painting the best picture of him. You know,
Exactly. I don't think I'd ever want to meet this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I have a story for the history book, so that's a good one.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, I've got a good story.
Well, high quality likes to associate with high quality. So likewise, Robin, I mean, I don't have time or energy for low vibration, low quality.
Oh,
Um, choose to associate and spend time with people that um, raise me up, and challenge me and can relate to me in a way that I like to be related to. So
well, and appreciate you.
yeah.
Oh, and our last guest, he said, I don't know how you guys have so much trouble dating. It's baffling.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. That was our over 50
our over 50 man.
male guest, our first male guest,
Yeah, Todd. Todd.
um,
Yeah.
Todd.
Todd
Yeah.
has got a good heart. That's for sure.
It was really nice of him to say.
Yeah. Well.
Sometimes I don't know how to take that, like, especially on a dating app. Why are you still single? What are you doing on a dating app? And you're like, well,
I'm lucky. Just lucky, I
where
guess.
should I begin? Like, do you want to go way back to 2011? Like,
Well, well, and here's the thing too, Julie, like, you know, there's a belief in our culture that if we're single, there's something wrong with us.
yes. Yeah, that it's a state of being that no one wants to be in, and we all want to get out of it as soon as possible. Or that there must be something wrong with us.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we wouldn't be single,
We're
right?
discerning. That's why we're single. Well, you're single. I'm kind of not single. I'm not single by choice. It's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just say I'm looking for someone, like a warrior. I just need a man that, yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into words sometimes, but
Yeah, a man who's
I,
balanced, like a
I
man
would
who's.
I would I would rather be single than settle.
Oh my God, for sure.
I'm done settling. Like I'm just
I know, and
I,
the freedom that we have. Why would we want to give it up for
no doubt.
anything
Yeah. I love
less?
my life. I love where it's going. I love the things I'm doing. I want to keep doing more. And someone's got to be pretty darn awesome to fit into that and to take some of my time.
Yep.
So,
And make you feel awesome.
right, right. And once I'm involved with someone, they're like a king, they get the royal treatment from me.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right.
yeah, yeah, I love it. And, yeah, but until then, I'm going to be living a happy life. And
That's the best way to be, like, because that's the only way you can be.
yeah,
You have a choice, be unhappy or be happy, regardless of what the situation
yeah,
is.
yeah. And I've been both in my life, and I much
Mhm.
prefer happy.
Me too.
Right?
Well, like I wanted somebody that would make my life better, just make it more fun and not drag me down or make me feel like, I wasn't worth anything.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cherry on Sunday.
Yeah. Even with my ex-husband, and I got to give him a lot of credit, like he tried, but he was so wounded that he didn't know how.
Yes.
He just had to control everything. And it's just like,
Yeah, right, right. And that's old hurts and old pain and old, yeah,
yeah.
which, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And, like it is what it is. And I'm happier for it.
Yeah, well,
Well,
things happen for a reason, right? The
well,
way
they
they
do.
do.
Well, this has been fun, Miss Julie.
Likewise, Miss Robin. I love our podcast, and I'm glad that we're resuming it on a fairly regular basis again.
Yeah, we should, because it's fun to talk about these topics. And I think there's a lot of people out there that like need to hear it. Like I kind of feel like we have because we're mature, we've learned a lot,
Right,
even like.
exactly. And I sometimes forget everything I've been through, both the marriage and that whole process of ending it and moving on, and then just all the romantic things since, like that. It's a lot of good experience, and you forget sometimes coming right out of a long-term relationship, like a lot of our 50 plus listeners might be doing, they're kind of starting from scratch. You know, maybe they've been in that relationship for 25, 30 years perhaps, you know, and it's a, like we've mentioned in our other episodes, it's a whole new dating world out there in a lot of ways, and it's not how it was in your 20s.
Oh gosh, no. But you know what's really interesting? I discovered TikTok, and it's my like new little addiction kind of. But there are men on there from all different like ages, you know, and they're talking about, like, one I just saw today, like this guy talking about two guys, like, stop being an asshole. Like, you know, not all women are these Instagram models, you know, they're
Right.
real people, and
Yeah.
good women are out there. You're just an
Yeah.
asshole. And I
Right.
just love that. And there's a lot of that. And so
Yeah.
I keep, yeah, it's so affirming that there are men out there that are actually, remember, we've talked about this, like talking to
Yes.
other
Yeah.
men saying,
Right.
get your shit together. You know, there's great women out there, you know,
Right.
and there are.
Well, and those Instagram people, those aren't even, I mean, they've altered those photos with all those photo editing apps. I mean, some of those people aren't even the real people that they're trying to be. You know, it's just,
Right.
yeah.
You know, and
So
yeah,
you almost get a glimpse into how guys might talk to each other if one was really just kind of being brutally honest and calling another guy on his shit, like, hey dude, you know,
yeah.
look at women for who they are in reality and the whole package, and it's not this airbrushed, photoshopped, you know, filter
And a
person.
lot of them are in these southern states too, and I'm just
Really.
like they have big trucks. And I'm like, huh.
Two names? No.
You know,
Yeah.
they open the door and they're like, this is what you need to do for your woman. Like, open the freaking door. I'm like, I'm gonna follow you. I need to know what else you're telling these guys, because to me, when a guy opens a door, a car door for me, or a door, oh,
Oh, yeah. Put your coat on, pulls the chair
well,
out.
that's a panty dropper for me. You open the door for me. You walk me to the door and kiss me goodnight. You open the damn car door. I'm just like, hello,
Oh,
of course.
right? Total panty dropper. Right?
Oh,
Right. And then plant
oh.
a big fat kiss on you, and it's all over.
That is all over. Take me to your leader.
Well, you know, that's in the South. They are traditionally they've been much more chivalrous, right? That Southern charm, kind of that
I would hope so, but who knows?
gentlemanly man way of relating to women. I mean, that's always been the tradition. Though the younger generations, I don't know if that's been carried out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's okay. So maybe I should get on TikTok.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just given me a lot of, positivity when it comes to hearing what men are saying. You know, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
yay, I'm so glad that, like, it's not the desert of dickheads, you know?
Right. Dick pic dickheads. Yeah. I'm sure there's no guy saying, you know what, these gals love these dick pics. Send them on the first.
I love it.
They're going to beg for more. Yeah.
Yeah, they make galleries of that.
Yeah, that's kind of neat to be kind of privy to what, how, you know, a guy kind of putting some advice out to other men. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then,
Don't
you know,
have an occasion to experience that very often.
oh, some of them are hilarious. I mean, some of them are as if they had been listening to our like podcasts about, you know, the bathroom selfies and the sunglasses, and I'm just like, oh my God.
How did you know?
Nobody wants to see your skanky ass bathroom.
Oh my God,
It's
right?
hilarious. I mean, it's just, I'm like, oh my God, I love hearing a guy talk about it. I should like find that one guy and see if he'll come on the podcast, because it's so funny.
That would be great.
A couple of them.
That would be a hoot. What is
Yeah.
about 25 years old?
No, these guys are like, you know, of around our age, maybe
Certain
40
age.
plus.
40 plus.
Some younger ones too, and I'm like, you go, boys. I will sit here and look.
Well, I know you sent me one that was quite interesting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Some of them
Yeah.
are just like, what? Do you live in Chicago? God.
Oh, he does?
No, I don't know. There are some, man, I'm like, hello, Betty. But anyway.
Oh, Robin, when I go out walking on my lunch hour, um, it's like a candy shop. I want that one, that one, that one, that one.
Well, I think we need to take a walk and see the sights, physically distance
That's right.
with
You know,
all our dirty thoughts.
a lot of mask wearing down there in my neighborhood. I'm impressed because
Yeah.
it's pretty condensed and a lot of people in close contact. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a mask on, you stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
All right. Well, this wraps
I
up
want to
this
get on
episode.
that sidetrack.
We went right off the track
Yeah, sure.
because we don't want to talk about breakups. We want to talk about makeups and makeouts.
Oh yeah. I
I
don't think
do.
we do a reunited show. I never had much luck with that.
That would be like, I don't know. I'd have to have a couple cocktails
Yeah.
to bring an ex back on.
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be a hoot if we did that sometime? I would need tequila.
Oh, we'd be like doing shots. What are you doing? Try not to kill the guest.
Oh, we lost him. Did we really?
Hey, lost him.
Oh, there he goes.
Bye-bye. It'll have to be your guess because I don't know if I'd make it with mine.
I could probably get one. One that comes to mind.
All right.
It might take some bribery, but I can probably make it happen.
Well, just let me know what kind of alcohol I need for that evening.
I think it's going to be a brown alcohol like whiskey or bourbon.
God, I'll be smoking over here. I don't even smoke.
Some edibles, some teddy bear edibles.
Oh, God. I haven't tried that, but my daughter was talking about it. So she's like, my friends did it one with her mom. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to see me on edibles. I don't know if I want to see you on edibles.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
maybe I do. Maybe that would be interesting. Okay, that's another topic.
I need to wrap my head around that one.
Well, stay tuned. It might be the Robin does edibles with her daughter.
The kids show. We'll bring our kids on.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, that would be good.
That would be interesting.
My daughter would be like, no, I don't want to hear it.
No.
Yeah. You have sex. Ah. Uh-huh, I do.
What do you think you came to be?
Yeah. I'm talking recent history. Okay.
All right.
Anyway. Love you.
Love you too. Thanks for tonight. This is wonderful.
All right. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Well, keep dating. Stay strong.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah. All right.
And we are